Bear with me this week as I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, but before we get into the picks, just a look back at the comments from my experiment in week 5, the Avocado Storm. This experiment has been one of my most successful to date. You guys got Billy B from 62 subscribers to 119 subscribers in the past 5 days. That's a 192% increase from where he was 5 days ago. So hats off to all of you that subbed this channel, as well as the ones that participated in the Avocado Storm. On featured games, straight up, I went 3-1. Against the spread, I went 4-0. And for over-under, I also went 3-1. Last week was another excellent bounce-back week for me. If you put money down on the games I told you to, you would have had an 83% chance at winning money back. Let's keep raising that statistic. Just a quick little tidbit about my Twitter and Facebook. My Twitter and my Facebook page are in the description below. If you want to follow me in real time during the games, comment on my posts, etc., then be sure to follow me on Twitter at ChrisCarter18 and like my page on Facebook, facebook.com/@BoxDoesFootball. I post all sorts of NFL links on my Facebook page and live tweet during the games, so get at it. Let's jump right into this week's games. Our first game takes a look at the red-hot Atlanta Falcons marching into New Orleans to take on the Saints. I don't know what has gotten into New Orleans this season, but getting rid of Jimmy Graham would probably be the deciding factor in why they suck so much this season. Breeze has only thrown 6 touchdowns and given up 3 interceptions to go with the 4 fumbles. Breeze is not looking as well as he should be, and the Saints defense is in dead last overall in the league. Giving up 28.6 points and 400 plus yards per game is just ridiculous. Now, the Falcons played sloppy last week, but they rushed for 176 yards against a defense that was ranked 4th in the league against the rush. I'm glad they pulled the win out last week because their swagger will carry them over the Saints on Thursday Night Football. Rob Bryan's defense is about to get lit up, so let's take the over 51 points. When these two teams meet up, all hell breaks loose. It will be close scoring, but I like Atlanta to win by 4 points here. Julio Jones and Devontae Freeman are about to have a field day in the fantasy column. Our second game features the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the San Francisco 49ers. Last Sunday, the Ravens got ousted by the Cleveland Browns team, who came back to win it by 3 points. On the other hand, the 49ers still look like absolute garbage. Let's hope the Ravens get back Steve Smith this week, as their wide receivers couldn't be trusted in week 5. The one person that the Ravens can trust is Justin Forsett. He had a huge game last week and will be looking to keep his success going on the ground. Let's look for the over in this game as well, as both of these teams' QBs will be at least trying to sling it in frustration from close wins last week. What's keeping San Francisco from looking like the playoff caliber team they were in the past 3 years? Their quarterback. Kaepernick still looks like a college quarterback. He needs to learn how to adjust, and quickly, for he is in the hot seat in San Francisco, and a few more bad performances could result in the 49ers starting Blaine Gabbert. Just some food for thought. My third game of the week is a straight gut feeling, and I'm going to pull the trigger on it. The Carolina Panthers traveling into Seattle to take on the Seahawks. The Seahawks are coming in off a heartbreaking overtime loss to the Bengals. The Seahawks had that one in the bag until Cincy mounted a historic fourth quarter comeback. The Seahawks defense looked diffuse out there, and Cincy capitalized on it. The Panthers, on the other hand, have looked damn near impressive this season. Cam Newton's name has been in the market for MVP, and that cornerback of theirs in Josh Norman, phew, that dude is on fire. Within the 4 games that Carolina has played, he has had 4 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. But here's my problem with Carolina. They have only 2 rushing touchdowns this season. This means that Carolina is going to be dependent on throwing the ball in this game. This poses a real threat for Carolina against the Legion of Boom. I actually like the Seahawks in this game, even with the spread being so high. Let's see if Carolina can hold the Seahawks to less than 20 points, but I don't think it will be happening. Let's take the over 41 points, as I see the Seahawks getting a sturdy lead, forcing Carolina to throw more often. Let's see how the Panthers do up against a real team. Just a fun stat. With Carolina being 4-0, the teams that they have beaten through week 5 have a combined record of 5-15. That's a winning percentage of about .250, 25%. That's tied with Denver for the lowest average winning percentage of combined opponents' records amongst the last 6 undefeated teams. Let's see how they do against a real test. Now, a lot of you might not agree with me taking the Seahawks over the Panthers, but that leads into the question of week 6. Predict the score for this game. Who do you think's going to win? And predict the score. And let's see who can predict the exact score. I'm talking not within a few points. I want the exact score when the Carolina Panthers travel into the Seattle Seahawks. Best comments will make it in week 7's video. Let's jump right into the fan favorites. First things first, you can see my record for the lock and upset of the week under my icon in the top right corner. From last week's lock of the week, I will never bet on the Chiefs again, ever. I can't pick their games right ever, and I advise you stay away from them in the betting world. For my lock of the week this week, let's take the opposite of said team. Let's take the Minnesota Vikings over the Chiefs. Minnesota has a lot of really good things going for them, and a young quarterback, a healthy Adrian Peterson, and a defense that's ranked 6th in points allowed per game. How can I not pick the Vikings? Minnesota will have their work cut out for them, but I think they will pull through. The upset pick of the week, I'm feeling the Cleveland Browns to pull the upset against the Broncos. For a team to come out in a divisional matchup on the road and pull out a 3-point victory is absolute craziness in my mind. I told you all that game would be a lot closer than Vegas led us to believe. With DeMarcus Ware out for 2 games and Peyton Manning playing like shit, yeah, I said it, like shit. For those that don't believe Manning is playing like the adverse reaction of last night's Thai food, here's one little stat to consider. His touchdown to interception ratio is 6-7. That's 6 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Now granted, Denver has the league's best defense. I still think it will be hard to take on Cleveland on the road. Let's see if I can ride this Browns wagon into the sunset. Last week, I ended up beating Halfmoon Picks the Lions. I think the huge trade I made with Keith Bailey really made a difference. Let's see how it pays off for me in week 6 when I take on Poetic Kings. Should be a great matchup this week, working on getting myself on my way back to 500. A quick update from my ESPN Eliminator challenge. John Harrington 78 had to be absolutely freaking out about Sunday Night Football. He had chosen the Giants, and in those final seconds when the 49ers got the go-ahead touchdown, it made me really happy. And then Eli Manning happened. Still, in first place is John Harrington 78. But on the bright side of things, we are down to 7 contestants still in it. There's John Harrington 78 and then 6 others with only 1 loss. We're sitting down here at the bottom of the totem pole, waiting for you to fall, John. If you like this video and want more like it, then be sure to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Hopefully I will see you guys commenting and tweeting at me this week. See you guys in week 7.